Hey guys, it's Hannah again. In this segment, we're going to be talking about family and my family and kind of what the ins and outs were that a lot of kids probably don't realize at the time that they kind of need to focus on. I moved out of my parents' house when I was 18 years old. It was not good terms. I had decided a long time before then that I knew better than my parents. That there's no way they could understand what I was feeling and what I was going through. And I had a lot of pent up rage. And the choices that I made impacted how I am today. To kind of go back, I was the kind of child that was is she going to live past 5, or is she just going to be spanked enough that she just doesn't live anymore? Because I was that rebellious child. I was you tell me don't touch it, I touch it. You tell me don't do that, I do it. And it's just, my personality is not one to be told, hey, you need to do this, and me take it easily. So to say the least, my parents did pretty dang well. But what a lot of people don't realize is you can disagree with how your parents raise you or the decisions that they made in certain times, but how you react to that is what will build your character in the future. I'm thankful that after all my pain and struggles that I'm able to have a relationship with my family again, but not many people realize just how bad it got. And part of this video is to me to hopefully explain, even if it's to people who are older than me or people younger, that family is the utmost important thing in the world. Like, without family, I really don't think I would be here. Back in time again. Back when I was probably around 8, me and my family figured out that I had dyslexia, and me and my mom proceeded to learn how to cope with that. And a wonderful thing about my family and families in general is when you have an issue and you have something that is a struggle, they'll help you no matter what. Well, for my family, I was homeschooled, so trying to figure out all the topics was very difficult. Math was terrible for me. But my family always stuck with me, and they were patient, and we figured it out, and it was wonderful. But when you hit high school, you think you know it all. Like, you know who you should be dating, you know who you should be hanging out with, you know everything. Like, flat out, who needs parents? I got this. The issue of that is your parents were teenagers also, so they know this whole little back and forth. And my personality just wouldn't let me listen. So it proceeded to, over the course of my senior year, get to the point where I defied my father, of all people. If you know my father and you're watching this, you know that's no small thing. And it was very hard for me to come to grips with what I did to him when I moved out. I broke my dad's heart, and I made my mother wonder for months what she had done wrong. All the while knowing deep down that she didn't do anything wrong. My anger of being told, no, you can't do this, my anger of being told, no, you can't date that person, was my weakness. I thought, hey, I know better than my family. I know better than my parents. They don't know me as well as I know myself. And it caused such deep ripples that I destroyed my family from the inside out. And if you know my type of personality and my family, we're very keep it inside the family. So with me being so outspoken with my story, it can be difficult for them because it kind of airs out dirty laundry. And it's not so much dirty laundry, it's I was a retarded teenager, and I made myself feel like at the time that I was being kicked out of my house, when in reality I was making my mother not feel safe in her own home. I was doing everything in my power to defy anything they told me. And the decision ultimately was mine to move out. I decided, screw it. I know better. I can do better. I'm going to do better. And that sent me on a path that was very dangerous. I proceeded to spiral down into several different terrible habits, friendships, and all sorts of things that I'll get into in other videos. But what was interesting is it took a good year of me and my family kind of relearning how to be around each other. It was as if we had to relearn each other. And the wonderful thing about family is you still have their back and they still have yours. And I love the fact that I get to help people who are younger than me learn that your parents do know what you're talking about. And they do understand what you're going through. It's just a matter of, are you going to actually listen and heed their warnings? Or are you going to just sit back and say, no, you've gone through this, you've had life experiences, but I know better. And that's not what you really should do. I know it's not going to stop anyone from doing it, but take it from someone who is completely strong-willed, stubborn, and does not like to admit I was wrong. It took me a long time to admit that all that last year that I was at that house, the arguments, the fights, the disagreements, all of it was falling on me in how I reacted to my parents. And looking back, I would have caused myself a lot less pain if I had just stayed and listened. And not many people will tell you, yeah, I wish I had not moved out, and I wish that I had not done this. But, like, 1 second, my light's going out. There we go. But, you always hear about how, oh yeah, when I moved out of my parents' house, my life was free. Yeah, I got to do whatever I wanted. I could go out until 5 in the morning, get drunk even though I wasn't old enough. I could do whatever I wanted. Was it smart? No. Was it harmful to myself? Yes, it was. It was dangerous at some points. It was something that people don't tell you. If you're not ready, if you're not ready to actually take that step, but you think you are, but if you don't have everything lined up, and your parents can see that, you're going to fall short of your own standards. And with that being said, anyone who's definitely younger than me, I urge you to listen to your parents. You may not agree with what they tell you, and I mean, we're all different people. You don't have to agree with your parents, but understand that they love you more than you even ever will know, and they want you to strive and be successful, and they want the best for you. And that may not mean you get to have all the ooey gooey fun times with all your friends and have the boyfriend that you always wanted. It's, if you're ready, then have at it. But if you think you're ready, but your parents are saying, I think you're not, listen. I urge you to listen, because nothing is worse than looking back on your history and realizing I could have changed it all. Could have taken away all the hurt, all the pain, all the misery, all the cold nights if I had just listened. And not many kids will actually own up to that, because they have this mentality of, I know what I'm doing, and it was my mistake, but they were still wrong. When, if we weren't supposed to have parents to help us out, don't think we would have them. That's just a simple fact. If we could strive and be successful on our own from birth, we wouldn't need parents. That's not it at all. And trying to say otherwise is ridiculous, because you don't know anything about life. And I always tell people who are younger than me that start talking as if I don't know what they're talking about. And I laugh, because I've been there, done that. I may be only 23, but I've been there, done that. And your parents have too. So pretty much there's probably not much your parents haven't done that you're probably thinking, oh yeah, no, they have no idea what I'm going through. No, that's not the case. You have to grasp the understanding that if you talk to your parents about it, you may not like what they have to say, because they're not your friends. They're not here to tell you what you want to hear. Friends tell you all the happy, gooey stuff that you just want to hear because it makes you feel good, which, great, friends do that. It's wonderful. But family is the solution to, they help you see the reality of things. And I'm a realistic person, and so is my father. And when it comes down to push comes to shove, you have to be realistic too at your expectations. You can't assume that you can just move out at 18, have your life handed to you on a platter. You can't assume that if you end up getting evicted from your first apartment, where are you going to go? Parents may not take you back. Your friends may not be able to have you. Your boyfriend may be a sleazy asshole. What are you going to do? And that's the circumstances that you have to face reality in. And it's there that you have to realize, oh crap, I should have listened to my parents. And not many people realize that. Your parents are more valuable than you give them credit for. Same as your siblings. I mean, gosh, when I was in high school, I wasn't that close to my sister, but we still talked about the major events. And we helped each other through a lot of things. And that doesn't change. Your family is your sole, unbiased backup. They're not going to tell you what you want to hear. They're not going to be completely hurtful, but they're the ones that tell you, hey, you may not want to go down this path, without caring if you don't like it, because that's family. I mean, I've had to do that. My parents had to do that. Everyone has to do that. And putting the value on your family it's the top priority. No friend should be more important than your family, unless your family is the reason why you're going on a dark, deep path. But that takes time and years to even acknowledge. You can't say, my parents caused me to go down a deep, dark path when you're 15. Because when you're 15, you don't know anything. And I can fully say this because I've been 15, and I'm 23. 15, 23. I know so many people who at 15, they know everything. And they blame any and little thing on their parents and their raising. And that's the issue, is you don't know everything. You're just now starting to figure things out. And it's not the easy truth to hear that, because you want to get defensive and you want to be like, hey, I'm different. I know what I know. I'm not like you. I'm not like everyone else. That's true. You're not. But the issue is not many people actually are mature enough at 15 to actually know anything. So, to round this all up, your family is your key to success in everything. Don't betray your family. Don't destroy your family. Don't lie to your family. And remember to pay attention to what they tell you. My whole work ethic is based off of my father's work ethic. And what I watched him do, what I've heard him talk about, I just, that's drilled into me. And my compassion comes from my mother. And it's just, you have pieces of your family in you. Whether you like it or not, it just is. So it's the matter of, do you see the good parts in it? And do you see why it was created? Or do you just look all at the negative and think, I'm not the one that caused this? So this video is going to be more of a think about what your family means to you. Think about what your family has told you. Think about all the reasons of why your family should be the important thing in your life. And then if you want to talk to me about it, feel free. I'm not going to get into an argument about it, but I do not mind having a discussion about families. So I hope that you liked this video today. If you did, please like and subscribe, and I can be able to keep up with my videos and be able to keep up with who's watching. Also, I'm going to try to keep my videos between 10 to 15 to 20-ish minutes. It's kind of hard to figure out which outlines of me talking is going to be a little bit longer and not longer. Still figuring all this out. But yeah, if you have a particular topic that you want to hear about that is something that I could potentially understand or know, I'll make a video on it and we can go from there. I'm going to try to keep up with about 2 videos a week. So I hope you guys have a good day, and I will see you later. Bye.